Our world is growing. In 2050, there will be more than 9 billion people living on Earth, and energy requirements will increase significantly. Innovative building technologies are helping us to handle our resources more efficiently.
I think it's underestimated what architecture is actually able to achieve in terms of issues such as more people living together in a small space and the need to be more efficient with resources and energy than ever before. After all, architecture doesn't just have to be the creation of aesthetic space alone. A great deal more is subsumed under architecture and the term itself. The issue of energy is key, and it's becoming ever more important. For this reason, individual buildings are sure to become energy self-sufficient, and the facade will of course have to make its own contribution towards achieving this. The facade must become an all-encompassing building skin. We're primarily concerned with the building envelope and on which level and in which position on the building it's located. That's something we deal with on a daily basis.
In unserer Denke ist die Fassade schon seit mehreren Jahren ein vollwertiges Element, was auch eine...
We've considered the facade to be a unit in its own right for several years, which leads to a certain way of planning and thinking. There are experts who say that the feeling of well-being in a home also depends on its design. We try to involve industry at a very early stage in order to have planning reliability as well as cost certainty, to end up with a product that is as we all imagined it, not just in terms of its design, but also in terms of its technology. We have serious energy problems. In the long term, we need to consider the fact that buildings now consume a relatively large amount of energy. But on the other hand, there's a tremendous amount of market potential for saving energy, which is an incredibly important issue. I think that these will also be the issues of the future. People will be thinking about how to deal with the relatively large number of existing buildings. 60 to 70% of buildings in Germany are in need of renovation in terms of their energy efficiency. This is something that can't be avoided. In my opinion, there are two major design trends. People are making greater use of organic forms and free-form surfaces, and they will, of course, explore the topic of the three-dimensional facade. Obviously, it's important for us, and for me personally, to work with a professional partner who's also dealing with these issues. BAU2013 is the most important exhibition in the construction industry worldwide. On the largest stand at the exhibition, Schuco is presenting innovations and product highlights in 4 topic studios.
In all
the topic studios, we've always tried to put the focus on the fabricator, the architect, the client or investor, and we're now obviously very eager to see what feedback we get at BAU. The Intelligent Functionality Topic Studio deals with the issue of increasing the level of comfort indoors whilst simultaneously reducing energy requirements. It also deals with interesting and representative architecture. Above all else, we want to show that all of this can still be planned and implemented by the metal fabricator in an efficient and reliable manner. Knowing that buildings now consume more energy than the automotive industry, for example, you realize that we're able to make a significantly greater contribution to solving our energy problems with the building envelope than many other industrial sectors can, which is particularly exciting for me personally here at Schuco.
Der Begriff parametrische Freiheit bedeutet, dass
The term parametric freedom means that architects have the opportunity to turn parametric system designs into reality for the first time, using our parametric concept. Our main aim with this system, or one of the main aims, is to amalgamate appearance and function in one envelope, which means that our three-dimensional parametric designs can meet all the demands placed on facades. The fabricator can produce this system in almost exactly the same way as a traditional Schuco system. The investor enjoys cost certainty and receives a custom-built individual building that also meets their own requirements. The parametric concept is incredibly exciting. In future, the parametric concept will finally make it possible to implement what architects learn during their training, designing in 3D. This means that I can see my dreams that I create on my computer in reality on a massive scale. For Schuco, Simply Smart is the sum total of all the economical and energy-efficient solutions, the demands placed on modern architecture and the requirements of the metal fabricator relating to simple design, fabrication and installation. What was missing, and what we're now showcasing at BAU, is the revolutionary installation principle of the new Avantex Simply Smart fitting. The opening angle of 180 degrees is unique worldwide and is something no other concealed fitting can do. There's also the requirement to contribute to climate protection, and that's why it's fun to be part of the Schuco team. In the modernization studio, we're exhibiting the ERC50 modernization facade, the modernization product from Schuco. What we're showing here is the complete networking of these individual components and modules, and the architectural freedom that can be achieved with a system of modernization. Projects are always extremely complex, and each building project is completely different in its own way, this kind. This is where we decided to intervene and said to ourselves, how can we reduce all of these problems and address them systematically? We want all users of the property to be able to remain in the building throughout the modernization process, so that their work can continue with as few disruptions as possible, and so that the loss of utility for this building is reduced to a minimum for the investor. People, the users of the property, have therefore been given special consideration, and we try to design the modernization process around them. Schuco offers its partners, architects and investors tailored products and software solutions from a single source for every building project. This provides a high degree of planning reliability and cost certainty right from the start, as well as efficient fabrication and installation. Of course, many people demand and require their own private space, which is impossible without buildings. People need to find their own refuge somehow. I think lifestyles will change fundamentally, as will the way I go about satisfying the needs of tenants. The classic family has significantly different views to someone who lives alone in their home. Architecture is always for the people, for the individual. Everything is architecture, and architecture is everything. I think that sums it up. Together with our partners, we are making living arrangements in buildings comfortable and are also making a positive contribution to protecting the climate.